What is going on, Newcastle County, Delaware? How are you? A couple times a year, I put together a video to give you a recap on what's going on with the local housing market. And because we just wrapped up a really strong year, we're in January, getting ready to start 2021. I figured now was a good time to do it. So let's take a look at what happened in the last 12 months in spite of tornadoes and pandemics and all that kind of thing. So what I'm looking at here is the NAR report. That's the National Association of Realtors compiling all the housing data for the last 12 months. Now they have the numbers through November. We don't have December's numbers yet because they're still compiling. This is about as good as you're going to get. I wanted to get this information to you early because it might be relevant to you right now if you're thinking about moving sometime in the early part of the year. So here we've got the median estimated home value. Now, these are estimated values. These aren't sales prices. So when we go and we look at Newcastle County versus the United States, we can see that Newcastle County started out in January of 2020 at $272,090. And it wrapped up the end of the year at $285,360. So that is, what is that, $13,000, give or take, that the average price has increased in estimated value. Versus the United States, the average estimated value was $243,900 at the start of the year and came in at $255,880. All right, so we're outpacing the US as a whole. Now, what has happened to the actual sales price? This has also gone up. These are the real sales figures, not just the estimates. So we started out at the beginning of the year. This one doesn't have the nice little mouse over effect as the other report does. It just shows you the graph. But we started at the beginning of the year with the actual median sales price at a little bit over $225,000. And we crept up to just shy of $300,000. That looks like about the 285 mark. Now, if you are looking at that and thinking that seems a little off to me, because you're hearing about multiple offers and escalation clauses going way over asking price. And while that is happening, it is not happening on every sale. That's happening on about 40%, give or take, of the sales. The other 60% are coming in somewhere below list price. The average is coming in around, at least for Middletown, and the county is different, but for Middletown, the average is coming in at about 99.7% of list price. So if you're one of those folks who sold and went way over, your real estate agent did a great job. Now for sales volume and for median listing price, this is where it starts getting interesting. The sales volume, as you can see, it goes up and down seasonally, but generally speaking, it has been ticking up. Now we're at a spot. It was increasing up until about October. Now we're getting down to where we're going off season. And for those of you who don't have to wait for school-age kids or for a job transfer or something like that and can afford to do your sale now, you've got a strategic advantage because as you can see down here with the listing volume, houses tend to hit the market starting in, we'll just call this March, April, May, June. They start to peak out. You start to see a lot of listings. Now, the hint here is that that is where your competition will show up. Right now, you can see if you follow this all the way down to January 2021, we are at the lowest listing volume that there has been in a couple of years, which means there's very little competition, which means you can command a high price because the buyers, I guarantee you, are still out there. We've been having showings every day straight through the holidays. We got Christmas off, we got New Year's off, and then the buyers are right back out looking. People are desperate to get houses. So if you have plans to move in the early part of the year and don't have to wait for anything, let me just tell you, it can be fantastic to sell in these colder, darker months because the buyers that are looking right now, when it's dreary and snowy and rainy outside, those are the most motivated folks out there, and they will tend to be under greater competition for listings, and so they will have to, by default, pay top dollar. Take advantage of that if you can. You don't want to wait until May, June, July to list when everybody else does. You won't get prices the way that you would this time of year. Okay, so fantastic year for the housing market. We're up about $13,000 on average. We're hoping to do better than that in 2021, but there's ways for you to pad that by taking advantage of these market indicators and doing it early when your competition is still asleep or waiting for some other critical event, again, like school registration or a job transfer or something like that. If you can do it now, Do it now. We need the houses. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you on the next market update report. This has been Jason Morris with eXp Realty. Take care and have a great day.